Ladies and gentlemen, the Loboc Children's Choir.
It's an underdog story. It's coming from nothing, and all of a sudden, parang the circumstances, as long as you keep going and you don't lose hope, you know, somewhere along the way, there are going to be people coming your way, blessings coming your way that's going to allow you to get to where you want. This is like a legacy thing.
I think we can do this again. This time, mas paghahandaan natin ang competition. Sabay tayong mabangon. Kaya mo to, anak.
Rachel Alejandro joining us on the show today from New York. Kamusta? How are you?
It's been a number of years since our last one. I met you during the pandemic. I remember we did an interview, I think with a few other participants. But yeah, I had such a good time then talking with you.
Yeah, I believe it was about self-care, right? Taking care of yourself during
That's
the
right.
pandemic.
I remember.
Yes, and this time another happy note. First of all,
Mm-mm.
congratulations are in order. I watched
you.
this wonderful film, Song of the Fireflies, that you not only starred in but also produced. Rachel, tell us about that. It will be having its world premiere at the Manila International Film Festival, no less, TCL Theater.
Yes. Can you imagine? Like, oh my God, that's so exciting. It's like
Yeah.
more than we ever dreamed, really. So, yeah.
Tell us what the story is about and how you got pulled in to not only act in it but also produce it.
Some years ago, I co-produced a film called Ang Larawan, Portrait of the Artist as Filipino, Nick Joaquin, and all that. So that was, I think, 2017. And then we had a Bohol screening. And then we had the Loboc Children's Choir as the special guest during the screening for the people of Bohol. So they performed.
Right.
And then the person who is, one of the people that have been promoting them, Gardi Labad, he introduced us to the choir. And then he was also the one that gave us the idea na, teka, that might actually be a good next project for your company. So this parang was not really kind of part of our plan because it's an original story. It's not a musical per se. There are songs in this film, in Song of the Fireflies, but they are in natural settings, such as the choir will perform a song. Yeah, that's a good idea, blah, blah, blah. So we started talking to Sarge La Cuesta, who is a screenwriter, and then we eventually got around to talking with King Palisok, who is the director. After some time, all of a sudden, here we are. We have a script. We're ready to shoot and all that. And then eto na, the series of unfortunate events happened, such as
Okay.
no, because this started in 2018, so it took us about a year to get it together, the script and everything like that. 2019, we shot a music video, kind of like a teaser promo. The teaser started coming out in the movie theater, so people had 1 year to like be excited about it, and we were all they were all like, people were like so excited. So biglang boom, March, we were about to shoot, March 2020, lockdown, right? Shut down. It took a while before kids were even allowed to shoot, etc., etc. By this time, we were like, okay, so when can we start? And at this point, we already lacked funding because we were like, okay, now we need to reshoot certain things. Like some of the kids have grown. Then there was a huge Typhoon Odette, which destroyed a lot of Loboc.
Yes.
Then the LA wildfires.
Yes,
As we were about a month ago, early this month, we were already supposed to have the premiere. So it's been one kind of disaster after another, but we're in the finish line and we're finally getting there. Yes, and we're so excited.
What are you getting from all this, Rachel? Because some people are saying, oh no, baka it's a sign, parang all these things. So that's one. And number two, what kept you pushing even through all these difficult obstacles that were really unplanned for?
we just, I guess it was just kind of putting one foot in front of the other, and then finding all of different people who were just donating. There was even a point where we did a crowdfunding. We knew that we wanted to tell this story, and we didn't quite really have all of the funds. We didn't quite exactly know how we were going to do it and how we were going to finish it. But guess what? Here we are. You know, it just took about we started 2018. So yeah, we're 2025 now. So 6 years now.
Yes,
So,
from pandemic to typhoon to fires, but
yeah,
what
political
political
changes.
changes, yes. What a beautiful story it is.
Thank you.
It combines storytelling, it combines music, but it also combines history.
That's right, because it's set in the 1980s, right? So early 80s. So think back, what was going on during that time, diba? So, of course, they showed the contrast between Manila. We show Manila the way it was in the 80s, and also what a bucolic place like
Yes.
Loboc that was
Yes.
basically undeveloped, where there are these kids in this very, very simple, very, very humble public school, and this public school teacher, Alma Taldo, who had no resources. She had basically, she wasn't even classically trained. You know,
Yes.
she just had what you call wido, right? So it's like a natural thing. So I think that's really the message of the film, is that, you know, you could have nothing today, right? But if you have the love, I think it starts with love. And that's what Alma had for music, for the children, to give the children a better life, to give them purpose. Because we have so many talented singers, right, in the Philippines. We just had a grand champion at the Voice, being a Filipino. And this is the same kind of story as that. It's an underdog story. It's coming from nothing, and all of a sudden, parang the circumstances, as long as you keep going and you don't lose hope, somewhere along the way, there are going to be people coming your way, blessings coming your way, that's going to allow you to get to where you want. And now, the kids just came back once again from, like, I think practically annually, they travel around the US, Canada, they travel around Europe performing. So these are children, and this is like generation after generation. Can you imagine being able to sustain this? Alma Taldo, I think now is, if I'm not mistaken, in her 70s or maybe even late 70s. And she is still managing this choir. She has a new conductor now, but this is like a legacy thing where generation after generation, of course, gumagraduate, right? These kids get older and they leave the choir, and it's a new generation of kids to be able to find. And the current iteration of the Loboc Children's Choir is just as good, if not even better, than the 1980, the very, very first Loboc Children's Choir, right? So the actual kids of 2025, or well, we shot most of the film in 2023, actually 2 years ago. These kids played the role of the kids in 1981. Yeah.
You know, I'm getting goosebumps because I also find it touching how you ended it. I'm not going to give it away for people who want
Yes.
to watch. Need to go to Manila International Film Festival. Screenings begin March 4 all the way up to March 7th. And Rachel, you're going to be here. You did mention that we have, you know, a cadre of amazing world-class singers from Sofron. You are an amazing singer.
Thank you so much.
But also you work with an equally amazing singer in Morissette Amon.
Yes.
What was it like working with her? But I did remember I interviewed Martin Rivera for his 50th anniversary, I believe 2-3 years ago. And I mentioned, like, who among the new crop of singers are you impressed by? And he mentioned one of them was Morissette.
Oh, not me? No, new. Luma na pala ako. No, kasi Martin was my mentor. So, syempre, ako yung old, ako yung old batch ng mga mentor. Yeah. He used to write my spiels. He used to direct my concerts. Can you imagine? Martin Rivera,
my gosh,
director of my concerts. Yeah. So I absolutely agree with Martin 100%. Whenever actually anybody asks me during interviews like this, who is my favorite of the next generation of singers, I always say it's Morissette. And mind you, this is way before that we worked together, and way before she got cast in this film. Of course, one of the biggest reasons, aside from the fact, of course, that her voice is incredible. Bakulaw nga eh, 'di ba? Sobrang incredible ng boses ni Mori. But what makes her truly fitting for the role is that she's Bisaya. And of course, this is Boholano, right? So it's already a very similar dialect. Kasi the movie actually, we speak a lot of, as you notice there, it's subtitled, diba, in English. But we speak parang half and half eh. There's Tagalog mixed with Bisaya. So she's perfect. Plus the fact that even if she's a newcomer in acting, this is her very first film.
That's what I thought too. Yes, we know her as a singer.
But you don't see that, right?
Yes,
I mean, I thought she was perfect because the role of Alma is someone that's kind of introverted, diba?
Yes,
Like very shy. Even in one of the scenes, without giving too much away. Yes po, may performance po kami ni Mori sa movie.
Yes.
Siyempre, hindi naman mawawala. Nakakatawa
I
rin
enjoyed
ako.
that. I enjoy the contrast of how it started versus the second performance. It's amazing. In fact, I want to watch it again. I want to bring my daughter.
We would love to invite you. Please come, March 6th.
Yes.
We're going to be 3 p.m. at the TCL Chinese Theater. Of course, please come. We'd love to see you there with your daughter.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, she would love it.
Besides being your teacher, I'm also your choir trainer.
Oh my God! Marag nagkanta ang mga anghel.